It's been a while since I've studied the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, but I got back into it because I was trying to find resources about a book I've been reading, Alvin Maker by Orson Scott Card, and in it they talk about hexes and hex geometry, which is a kind of pictographic or symbolic magic used in apparently colonial times, although it is an alternate history kind of series, so it might not be completely accurate. However, I was doing a Google search trying to find more info after emailing the author, hoping he'll give me some sources, and I found this thing, The Hexagonal Geometry of the Tree of Life by Patrick Mulcahy, 2008. It's a really fascinating book. It breaks down the geometry of the Tree of Life into hexagons and explains the structure thereof and how you can analyze things using a system. But this book recommends another book by the same author, Formation of the Tree of Life, an Introduction to the Tree of Life, Patrick Mulcahy, 2007. This is the author's contact info. And I'm going to read the introduction because it's pretty good. It's got me excited about reading this book. And I'll post links to these in the comments. They're free, but donations, I'm sure, are very appreciated by the author. Introduction. What follows is essentially an extended meditation on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life mandala. During the meditation, a new vision of the Tree of Life is formulated. Perhaps paradoxically, this new vision is derived from information encoded in several well-known ancient traditional sources: the Book of Creation, Sefer Barashit; the Book of Formation, Sefer Yatzirah; the Book of Concealed Mystery, Sefer the Greater Holy Assembly, Ha'edra Rabba Kadisha; and the Lesser Holy Assembly, Ha'edra Zuta Kadisha. There appears to be a common thread running through all these classic texts. Formation of the Tree of Life seeks to follow the thread and by means of it to unify, to a certain extent, the knowledge contained in those 5 ancient books. This book is filled with hypotheses and speculations. I had originally planned to make it simply a picture book without any accompanying commentary, but I was asked by a friend, what is my personal interpretation of this series of tree diagrams? So I decided to include my own interpretations, along with the diagrams, for those who might be interested. The diagrams, however, can be usefully studied without reading my commentary at all. In fact, you will probably discover levels of meaning that I have altogether missed as you peruse them. Essentially, this book is meant to be a visual meditation on the Tree of Life mandala and should be treated as such. If you are already well versed in the Kabbalah and familiar with the Tree of Life diagram, then as you delve into these pages, it is probable that my new arrangement of the 22 Hebrew letters, pathways, will challenge your existing preconceptions about the Tree of Life. You may even think to yourself, not another path arrangement. Read on, however, and you will soon realize that these placements are by no means arbitrary or superficial. On the contrary, there is a definite and profound reason and purpose for each and every placement. In fact, I think you'll be surprised at the amazing simplicity and obviousness of the scheme's basic metaphysical premise. The formula is, in fact, so simple and so obvious that once you have grasped it, there is no need to memorize the Hebrew letter pathway correspondences. Knowing the formula, you can easily determine the Hebrew letter attribution of any Tree of Life pathway merely by applying it to the tree diagram. The Kabbalistic Tree of Life diagram consists of 32 organized and interdependent components. Its structure defines the basic metaphysical architecture that underlies, supports, and sustains the universe and everything in it. Kabbalists throughout the ages have put forward many and various configurations of the 10 Sephirot and their 22 interconnecting pathways, and there have been many proposed arrangements of the 22 Hebrew letters upon the pathways. What I am presenting here is a new configuration. This new arrangement differs considerably to previous versions because it reveals very plainly the fundamental dynamics operating within the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, and it demonstrates in a step-by-step process how the tree unfolds into manifestation. In all my writings, I have never sought to appeal to Kabbalists of the orthodox variety. My work is an exploration into new Kabbalistic realms and possibilities. These new ideas have been received by me after years of studying the existing foundations of Kabbalistic thought and other metaphysical knowledge systems Thus, although this book builds on the past, it also offers some alternative interpretations of various primary source texts and challenges some long-held present-day assumptions. In bygone days, traditional commentators of the Kabbalah tended to distribute the Hebrew letters amongst the pathways so that the 3 mother letters were given the 3 horizontal paths, the 7 double letters were assigned the 7 vertical paths, and the 12 simple letters were attributed to 12 diagonal pathways. For example, see diagram 1. That may have been a valid geometric arrangement, but I have not yet found any deeper metaphysical explanation for those placements. The premise for the geometric arrangement is based on a particular way of interpreting the Sefer Yetzirah, but nowhere in the Sefer Yetzirah is it explicitly stated that the 3 mother letters are assigned to 3 horizontal pathways, or that the 7 double letters are assigned to 7 vertical pathways. In Aryeh Kaplan's translation of the Sefer Yetzirah, the 12 simple letters are described as the Hebrew phrase Givulei Alakson is somewhat ambiguous. The preferred translation of Sadia ben Joseph is limit of the angles. Kaplan's translation, diagonal boundaries, certainly does not accurately describe the 12 diagonal pathways of the Tree of Life diagram. Yes, they are sloping or diagonal, but in what sense are they boundaries? The Hebrew word alakson actually refers to the side of a triangle, a concept that, as you will see, resonates quite nicely with my new path arrangement. In this new arrangement, every simple letter pathway forms one side of a triangle whose other 2 sides are also accompanied by simple letters. Hence, it can be said that all the simple letters are diagonal boundaries, or sides of simple letter triangles. As you may know, the 22 letters of the Hebrew Aleph-Bet are much more than simply elements of language. They symbolize the 22 primordial archetypes, or fundamental ideas that are the building blocks of creation. In chapter 1 of the Sefer Barashit, the Creator is described as manifesting His creation through speech. In other words, He combines the sounds forth the 22 archetypes in the pattern of the Tree of Life, and in so doing brings the universe into being. In the commentary on the Sefer Barashit, the Zohar reminds us that the creation is built upon the 22 universal archetypes. He, the Creator, unfolded Himself in a covering of supernal radiance of thought and created therefrom a world. He produced from the light of that supernal radiance mighty cedars of the upper world, and placed His chariot on 22 graven letters which were carved into 10 utterances and affixed there. The following pages illustrate how the 22 Hebrew letter archetypes are progressively combined to produce the Tree of Life diagram. In other words, this book reveals how the Creator is thought to combine the 22 primordial archetypes to produce the manifested universe. The arrangement of the 22 Hebrew letters upon the Tree of Life diagram, as depicted in this book, is based on the universal Kabbalistic formula Yod-Heh Vah-Heh. From the primal void, Ein Sof, emerge the 3 mother letter archetypes. The 3 mothers are impregnated by Ein Sof, the father of all, and constantly give birth to the 7 double letter archetypes, who are associated with the sun principle. The 12 simple letter archetypes, representing the daughter principle, emerge into manifestation after the 7 doubles and form Malkut. The 12 simples become illuminated by the masculine force of the 7 doubles. These artistic concepts will become clearer as you study this book. And that's all I'll read for now. It's a pretty good introduction. I'm sure you'll have fun checking this out. And that's all. Have a nice day.